Hey there, welcome to the August 11th, 2019 version of Common Sense News. Today's subject is whatever happened to the 14th Amendment, or when did we abandon the concept of equal justice? Let me start with a case that has just happened in Toledo, Ohio. There is a man who has been arrested and federally charged. One of the charges is he made a interstate threat. Okay, if there is such a law that you can't make an interstate threat, fine and dandy. But I'm talking about equal justice here, equal protection under the law. Now, this man has been arrested, and one of the charges is making an interstate threat against AOC and saying that she should be killed. Now, what about, let's think, maybe Madonna, January 21st, 2017, and she said that she dreams about blowing up the White House? Isn't that a pretty inflammatory statement that would logically lead to the death of the president? Just thinking. Oh, and then we have Maxine Waters and Cory Booker, both members of Congress, and both of them inciting and encouraging American citizens to take up violence against their fellow citizens. And excuse me, Cory Booker even goes to the extent that he wants to incite violence against other Congress people. Oh well, they're just already members of Congress, so we got to cut them a little bit of slack, right? No, the Constitution says there shall be equal protection under the law. Now, in the case of this fellow in Ohio, his name is Timothy James Ireland Jr., and in full disclosure and honesty, there are two other federal charges against him. They found, I believe it was 4.32 caliber pistol rounds in his house, along with 3.45 caliber pistol rounds in his house. Now, mind you, no pistol, no rifles, no other weapons. And by the way, those rounds, by definition, because they have enough grains in them to be over 1/4 of an ounce of gunpowder, they do fit the legal definition of a weapon. And since he is a felon, there he goes. Those two charges are legit. But the charge of making an interstate threat, it may be a legit charge, but it is not being equally applied. Okay, let's take a look at one other fellow I want to look at. You may have never heard the name. It's Professor Lars Mazicek. He's a professor of history at the California State at Fresno University. His specialty is 19th century or the 1800s American history. And here's a few of the tweets that he has put out. Let's go to February the 17th, 2017 at 11:09 p.m. He says, quote, "To save American democracy, Trump must hang. The sooner and the higher, the better," end quote. 2 days later, he says on his Twitter, quote, "Has anyone started soliciting money and design drafts for a monument honoring the Trump assassin yet?" End quote. And then let's go to 3 days after that, on the 22nd of February 2017 at 11:55 p.m., he tweets this, quote, "Justice equals the execution of 2 Republicans for each deported immigrant," end quote. Now, can you look at any of these 3 tweets and make any determination other than that he is advocating and talking about the death of a person or persons? No, you can't. I mean, you have, if you're honest with yourself, you have to say he's talking about people dying. Okay, where is the equal protection or the equal application of the law here? I want to see the federal government, and by golly, it's right now, that's Barr is our Attorney General. I want to see him file charges, and his Department of Justice file charges against this professor so that they can demonstrate there is an equal application of the law. Oh, and while we're speaking about that, let me open another can of worms. Hillary Clinton. I don't have to say another word. There's a group out there called Equal Justice Tour. I encourage you to check out their website, see what you can do to help bring back the 14th Amendment. Let's unabandon the concept of equal justice in our country. And by the way, I still encourage you to check out my other endeavor that I spend a lot of time with, Sound the Alarm Brigade. Go to www.ourstab.com. Thank you much and have a great day.